Hey, how you doing? This is Tracy from Bump of the Night Productions. Today we're at West Terrace Cemetery. I'm going to be doing a 4-part series about certain people who are buried here who have a very unique history and a very unique life, or very secretive life perhaps. So today we're in a location in the cemetery for the first part of this series, and I'm going to take you there shortly, and then we're going to have a chat about the case, the history, and you can come to your own conclusions in this. So join me and let's do this. On November the 30th, 1948, the couple reported to police that nothing seemed out of the ordinary. To their knowledge, the guy was still alive. The reason being, they saw his arm raise and then lower again. They thought nothing more of it. Maybe he's had too much to drink. Maybe he's sleeping it off. Who knows? However, the next day, on the 1st of December at 6:30 in the morning in 1948, this man was discovered deceased on a beach in Adelaide. Now, a lot of you in Adelaide probably know who I'm talking about. For those of you that don't, his name is now known as the Somerton Man, and here is his grave. What's interesting about this case is the media reported it as a Taman Shud case, or as we all know, the Somerton Man. However, the pronunciation of this was actually wrong. It's called Taman Shud, meaning the ending or a finishing of something. And these words were written on a strip of paper, torn from a final page in a copy called the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. It's actually by an author of the 12th century who was a poet called Omar Khayyam. His autopsy showed no visible cause of death, although the pathologist did say that he thought he had likely been poisoned by something that was untraceable in the bloodstream. Given that it was 1948, DNA analysis is not as good as what it is today, so therefore that was the conclusion they came to. However, that was not the end of the case. There are a lot of ifs, buts, and many questions, even still to this day, that are not answered. And I did a little bit of research, and it's a really interesting case. There is so much stuff that has come to light over the years, but the only thing that hasn't come to light is his actual name, who he was, and where he was from, and how he ended up on the beach that day. So here we are. The police have an unidentified man found dead on the beach. No identification on him. Tags on his clothes torn off. They located his belongings in a suitcase at the Adelaide railway station, I think on December the 14th. Again, no ID, no wallet, nothing in his belongings. His clothing was actually quite nice, pretty well to do for the day. And it was interesting, one of his jackets or his overcoats that was in the belongings that were found was actually from the United States, and it wasn't available here in Australia at the time. So the question begs, where did he get the jacket from? Had he come from America at some point? And if so, why was he here? And more to the point, why did he die? So many questions were asked. Was he involved in the Cold War? Was he really poisoned? Was there a secret code? Who was the lady that came here frequently and left flowers at his grave after he was buried? From all reports, she was interviewed by the police. However, they couldn't get much information out of her. And there's a little bit more to that I will add shortly. Something that I found really, really interesting. Anyway, draw your own conclusions so far at what I've said. Leave some comments below and tell me what you think. A call was put out to try and relocate the actual book from where the page was torn from, the page that he had wrote on. And by miracles, they did locate the book. A gentleman actually had the book and brought it forward. In the back of the book, they found the indentations from where he had written on the page. Along with these indentations, they also found a phone number. The phone number belonged to a nurse who used to reside in Sydney, but had since moved here to Adelaide and was living in Glenelg. Her name was Jessica Thompson. And and it's believed that Jessica knew who the Somerton man was. In 1948, she was actually working in Sydney at the Royal North Shore Hospital as a nurse. She also had a copy of the same book that our Somerton man had. Coincidence? I don't believe in coincidence. I think everything has a story and everything happens for a reason. It's also interesting to note that here in Adelaide, the Australian police got the FBI and Scotland Yard involved. They came up with nothing on their database, no fingerprints, nothing. And back then it was 1948, so it wasn't as efficient and as complex as what our system is here today. So the question beckons, why was he here in Adelaide? Why was he poisoned, if he was poisoned? Was he involved in the Cold War? What was his relationship to Miss Thompson? Later on in an interview back in 2014, on 60 Minutes I think it was, her daughter did an interview with 60 Minutes about this very case. She was convinced that her mother knew the identity of the Somerton man, and if she did, she took that secret to the grave with her because she died in 2007. So that's one secret, well, I guess they may never know. Over the years, a lot of people came forward saying they knew the identity of the Somerton man. Some from Britain, some from America. They all turned out to be false. I guess when you've lost a loved one and there's a possibility that that person could be your loved one, you'll do anything and everything to find out whether it's true or not. However, there is one person who looks a lot like the Somerton man, except he was a lot younger back in the day. There's a photo of an 18-year-old guy. He was a seaman. And I'm going to put the photos up in this video for a comparison. And apparently there was comparisons. They had matching moles on the same face, similar shaped face, and other features that kind of matched. Could this be the Somerton man? We don't know. The thing is, if it is, then why hasn't anyone come forward? Any ancestors or any relations come forward to say that we think this might be our relative? Your guess is as good as mine. Maybe they don't have any more living relatives. Either way, it makes for an interesting thought, doesn't it? That this person could actually be the Somerton man. As I said, I'll be putting the photos up in the video and you can make your comparisons. I saw some similarities, but you have to bear in mind the photo of this young guy as being alive as opposed to the picture of the Somerton man who is clearly deceased and been embalmed. The features are going to be slightly different. Also, you've got aging. So now we're going to go into a spirit box session, and with a little bit of extra information I've got, let's see if we get any answers. Oh, and also, I'm sorry about the traffic and the wind today. Typical, isn't it? We're not far from the main road here. You have to remember, back in the day, this was the earlier part of the cemetery too, so it's towards the front of the cemetery and it's near the main road. Anyway, let's do a spirit box and see if we get anything. This is really weird. Twice I have done a spirit box session here. The first one I did, my camera was recording and it's turned itself off and there is nothing on my camera of the recording. I've just done a second one here and the same thing has happened again. There is no recording. So I can only draw the conclusion that either my camera is malfunctioning, which I highly doubt because it's recorded right up until now, or someone or something is manipulating my camera and causing it to malfunction, and I'm going with the second option. I was asking certain questions and yeah, as soon as I asked certain questions again, my camera turned itself off. So I might try moving a little bit further away, because I figure if a spirit is present in a place, it's not going to matter whether I'm right in front of their grave or not. I'm going to try sitting a little bit further away. I'm going to try doing a spirit box session again. and see whether or not anything comes through. Anyhow, having said that, if you like what you see on this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would love to see your comments below, and I do respond to all comments. And we would love you to like, comment, share, subscribe. And this is part 1 of a 4-part series. I'm not going to tell you who the next one is. Needless to say, she was absolutely beautiful in life, and she had a very, very sad death. That's all I'm going to say. So anyway, I will see you in the next one. I'm going to go and do the spirit box session now, and I'll edit that and put that in probably at the end of this or just before or something, but anyway, I'll work it out. So anyway, on behalf of myself and of Bernie as well, who obviously isn't here today, take it easy. Remember, tomorrow is never promised. Do the best you can, live your best life, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Bye. Okay, I've moved away from the Somerton man's gravesite. I'm under a really nice tree in the old Greek section and next to a few beautiful Muslim graves as well. For the 3rd time, I'm going to try and see whether or not I can get any communication. So let's try this again. I'm opening this session, tongue-tied, it usually means there's someone or something around. Opening the session with the hopes of speaking to the Somerton man. Here we go. Hello, I'm hoping to talk to the Somerton man. Are you here? Did you turn my camera off before when I was over at your grave? I tried doing 2 sessions over there and my camera kept turning itself off and the sessions are not recorded. Did you do that? I need to ask you some questions. This is directed to the Somerton man. Were you murdered? Did somebody murder you? Were you poisoned? Did somebody poison you? Talk to me. Who is Jessica Thompson? She knew you. What was your relationship with Jessica? She used to be a nurse. She was nursing in Sydney at the time of the Cold War. Did you know her then when she was in Sydney? Jessica, are you here? Jessica Thompson, can you talk to me? Do you know the name of the Somerton man? Do you know his true identity? Were you involved in the Cold War? What nationality were you? Were you British? Were you American? Were you Russian? Were you Australian? November the 30th, when you were put on the beach at Somerton Park, you were still alive, weren't you? People said they saw you on the beach and they saw you move. You were still alive at that time. Yes or no? And the 1st of December 1948 they found you, correct? Can you actually tell me what your name is? Somerton man, did you take all the tags off your clothing? somebody else do that? Talk to me. Would you prefer people to leave the case alone? Are you happy on the other side? Answer me the question, did somebody murder you? Did they poison you? The pathologist who did your autopsy thinks you were poisoned. Is there anything else you can tell me? Can you tell me anything else? Try it on echo now. To the Somerton man, can you hear me? Talk to me. Were you poisoned? Will we ever find out your real name? Yes or no? Who is Jessica? You wrote her phone number down. Who was Jessica? I don't think I'm going to get much more, to be quite honest, guys. I was getting a lot when I was over at his gravesite, but like I said, the camera twice has turned off and both lots of recordings on the camera have disappeared. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, I'm going to close the session now. I'd like to thank the Somerton man. If you did come and speak to me, I'd like to thank you. I hope you're at peace. I wish you peace, love and harmony and blessings on the other side, okay? Peace be with you. Goodbye. Well, I guess I won't know what I've got till I get home and edit it. Anyway, I already did my goodbyes earlier, so I'll see you in the next one. Ciao. Bye.